Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is December 11th, 2023, and this is going to be a trade review. You know, as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is actually suitable for you. This is for educational purposes only. You know, no trade recommendation here. You know, so, and I'm going to be talking about future contracts and all. And this trade review is going to be a little bit different than my other trade reviews that I usually do and had done in the past. What I'm looking at today is a mistake, something that I did that I shouldn't have done. It hasn't happened in a while, and things haven't been going that great this year in my small account that I usually try to work up, take money out, work up, take money out, work up, take money out type thing. And I'm trying to see what's going on. I know it's late in the year, but I'm at that point where, okay, it's time to do a real big review, and see what's happening here in these last few weeks. Because I get close, then I go back down. Get close, go back down. But let's get away from that, and let's go ahead and take a quick look at this review. Just give you right up front, I'll be looking at this NQ product, this micro NQ product, and I'm gonna do another video where I explain the four index, you know, future contracts that I like trading, and give you some numbers around those and what they mean and what they're all about, and the way I look at them for trading and day trading. Actually, I like day trading. Sometimes I do swing trade them, but that's the problem with swing trading them and all, and that's what got me in trouble here this time in the account that I was actually trading them in. So let's jump right on into it, and let me get started. And I did a little presentation type thing. Let's do that. Boom. As I say, thank you, new subscribers and old. Subscribe, like, and let's kind of like move on. And this is going to be, like I said, it's a trade review, and it's going to be about trade mistakes that I made and all. Okay, the first mistake that I made, it wasn't the first mistake, but one of the end things that I realized that I had made was the position size that I had. With future contracts, there's a buying power that they allow during the 9 to 4 time or the 9 to 5 time, but then after hour, the future contracts increase buying power, because I guess they think there's more risk and overnight type stuff and all that kind of stuff. So again, a contract that's, just as an example, a contract that may cost you $100 in the daytime may cost you $1,000 to carry overnight. So now that means that your account size has to be able to handle ever how many contracts that you have. So if you had say you had 10 contracts in the daytime, so that was just $1,000. You know, 10 times that 100 equals $1,000. So now carrying that over, that's $10,000, because it's 10 times. I said it's 10 times as much to carry that position overnight. Now, do you have $10,000 in that account? Well, whatever it may be, you know, and that's what I'm trying to get. That's the one mistake that I did. I was trading in a small account. I had a number of contracts in the position that I was actually trading, and then to carry it overnight, the account wasn't big enough to handle the number of contracts that I had. And I knew that at the end of the day, so I did start closing contracts and only carried over, you know, what I could carry over based on the account size. So that's the one thing, and that was starting off. That's the one thing that I saw there at the end, and I had to fight through. And the reason that now, the other thing that I did in order to get me into that too many contracts was I was doing something that I always say never, 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 never do: average down. I was buying and expecting it to go up, and it didn't quite get where I wanted to go. So when it dipped again, I bought another one, expecting this. And I didn't think of it as averaging down. I looked at it more as, I'm gonna just scalp a little bit here instead of trying to get the 20 points, 20, 30 points that I normally try to get. And I know now that I should only be able to get maybe 10 less points. Put it this way, just less points. But still, when the market is trending down and not trending in the direction that you expect it to be going, I know that normally I'm not going to get the points that I normally would get. But I kept trying to do it. And that's the thing that I got into this whole thing of trying to scalp too many points, ended up adding more and more and more contracts and all. So I got where I really wasn't realizing, I couldn't have been realizing, okay, I can't carry this many contracts overnight and all, and that's going to end up being a problem, and which it did, and which I had to end up closing down some of the contracts. So that's the thing, because you got to understand the cost of future costs, and like I said, I'll do another video to get you where you understand what goes on there. And so that gets you down where I broke one of my other rules. I haven't even set where I can only trade X number of contracts in a position when I actually opening a position, or close when I'm opening a position. I only allow myself to trade X number of contracts anyway, but I can still keep trading that number time after time after time, which got me into trouble. So now the other thing was, did I really have a plan? If I had a plan, well, my plan is usually just scalp the market with so many points and all that kind of, and that's it. But when I'm seeing that my position size is getting too big, the market is not doing what I expected it to do, and I'm always looking at the big picture that comes from my weekly review. So I get sometimes where I will want to do a longer swing trade because I was expecting the Nasdaq to be going up and all. So that was another thing that was in the back of my mind, that I can carry some of this over, but I allowed the position to get too large where I couldn't carry it over. And that was the thing. So now, since my expectation was the market to be going up, I was kind of in the back of my mind, I was kind of okay with actually swinging this for the next couple of days, but I was using the wrong product and all. For my account, for that particular account and all. So trying to trade future products and as many contracts as I had at the time, it wasn't the right product. If my plan from the beginning was to swing, stock or options would have been a better choice. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at the chart right quick and let you see a little bit more of what I'm talking about. I'm going to jump over here to this Nasdaq chart and let you see what was happening here. What was happening was this market dropped. First of all, rule number one of my main rules, if you guys who've been watching me for a while, red candle down, expect the market to go down. A friend of mine and I, we did studies years ago, and this rule still holds true. He looked at it again. He said, it still works. I said, yes, it still works, but sometimes I don't work. So again, rule number one that I broke is a red candle down. I should have been expecting this thing to continue down, and all, because we've seen it happen too many times. Our studies show that this one little rule right here works a high percentage of the time and all. But me, I ended up I scalped a little bit here on the little bounce. I always kind of like look for the next best play to play back to the upside. I remember I scalped a little bit here, but then I think I might have actually ended up adding another contract, and this thing dropped down here. And I didn't get in this on this bottom. I got in it somewhere up here, and it didn't go up as high as I really would like it to go. I know I didn't get my points there. Then it ended up dropping down here, giving me a nice thing. I got in here, and I don't know if I got enough points there. It ended up dropping here. I got in again. It ended up there. I don't know if I got enough points. It ended up going sideways, not really getting any higher. Then it ended up dropping here, and I don't know if I ended up adding more contracts or what, but this is around the time that I really get ready to go home. I mean, not go home, go to work and all. So I was stuck with a few contracts in a position, and I was down. And at that point, you know, you get where, oh, this day trade now is turning into a swing trade. But then you're looking at your position size and say, oh, no, the account is not large enough to handle this number of counts going overnight. So you kind of like put your stop in place. Well, I don't put a stop in place. I put a mental stop. I put an alert in place. If the market ends up going below a certain point, you need to be out of this trade. And it ended up going below that point while I was at work. So while I was at work, I'm struggling. I'm going through and closing, you know, contracts, closing contracts, taking losses. It's what I ended up doing on that position, and still holding some to carry overnight, because my expectation was the thing to return back up. It did return back up, but based on the loss that I had did this day, I still didn't make it up because of the position size that I had. So that's what happened there on the chart. Let's go back over here. So now the things that I need to, my corrections that I need to do is, first of all, I should have just took the small loss at the beginning. The small loss was a small loss. I should have just took the loss and been done with that. I have a position size thing that I do have in place where I should only trade only so many future contracts at one time because of the overnight thing. It's not 10 times. It's just a number that I put there. I'll do another video to give you some better numbers based on the platform that I'm using, what the overnight thing is, and what the day trading buying power is, and what the overnight buying power is. But I know that it's only so many contracts that I can actually carry over overnight. So I broke that rule. So I got to get where I don't do that. The other thing, trend reverse the trade. Red candle down, I'm trying to trade up. I should see after the first loss and all that I'm trying to fight the trend and all, even though I know the larger trend might be bullish, the short-term trend for that day was a bearish trend. I needed to reverse my trade and trade back to the downside. Now, the other thing was, okay, now that I do want to still go long, but the trend for that day is going down, I need to change products that I will actually want to swing. When I'm swinging, I either use my stock or I use an option. And that's something I didn't do. And sometimes I will even do that even at the end of the day, you know, but I think I had tied up so much money, I don't know if I had enough money to do an option trade, you know, put the option trade on the size that I would want to put on at the time. And buying the stock, I didn't have enough money to do that either. So it was a lot of things that I did wrong that particular day. And the other thing was I ended up trading all day. I traded all the way to like 1 o'clock or something. I traded too late, you know. If I'm not swing trading, if it's supposed to be a day trade, I'm supposed to stop at 11 o'clock, you know, no later than about 11:30. If I'm already in the position, I'm not adding anything. So these are things that I need to look at and I need to stop doing if this is what's going on. I'm trying to see if there's a pattern. I'm beginning to see there's a pattern. The position size thing is not that. But me not reversing, that's usually I just stop. And me trading too late, I usually get out and try to ride my bike, but it's been cold here lately. So that's probably was the problem why I just ended up just sitting in front of the computer. And the other thing, using up all my buying power in there where I cannot put the position on that I need to put on in order to make that money back that I may have lost. Maybe over the next few days or over the next week. It usually doesn't take any longer than that to get myself back easy. And that's pretty much it that I really want to cover. I hope this is being helpful. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Tell me what you think. Talk to you later. Bye.